The anime begins with Asahi, a boy addicted to video games. He saves a little girl from a traffic accident, but he is hit by the car and his soul is left in a limbo, and suddenly he is transported to another world. This world looks like medieval Europe, but luckily for Asahi, everyone speaks Japanese and he seriously thinks that he has been reincarnated in a video game. So the first thing he does is sell his cell phone, which is of no use to him in this world, and buys himself some leather armor and a simple sword. He is ready for his new life. After that, he goes to the Adventurers Guild and tells the receptionist Tanya that it's his first time taking a quest. So she very kindly explains to him that he must fill out the adventurer registration form. Then she helps him choose a simple quest, hunt rabbit, and Asahi warms up to the idea. But as soon as he leaves the town, he encounters a dragon, and unfortunately, he's at level 1 and his status is too low to fight with it. So he throws a stone at it to scare it away, but he doesn't even have the strength. So he thinks about his older sister Maya, and when the dragon is about to throw fire at him, he desperately screams Maya's name. And magically, she appears ready to defend him, and with a single blow, she defeats the dragon. Maya is very happy to see her younger brother after so long and tells him that after the accident he went into a coma, and while she was taking care of him, he started babbling nonsense words about another world. So she concluded that his spirit had been transported to another world and decided to hit her head repeatedly to go to that same world, and she succeeded. Asahi asks her why she is so powerful in this world, and she says that her protection levels towards him are very high. So maybe that's the reason, but now they have a problem. They don't know how to get back to the real world. After that, Asahi and Maya find that there are some ogres attacking a village, and Asahi goes to confront them. But the ogres insult him, and Maya easily defeats them because they dare to insult her little brother, and the villagers mistakenly believe that Asahi is the hero, so they thank him. Asahi feels uncomfortable taking the credit, but Maya is happy that people praise him. Later, Asahi returns to the Adventurers Guild, and Tanya says that by defeating those ogres, he rises through the ranks. And it is very impressive that he did it so quickly, and gives him his ogre class badge and warns him that in this world is illegal to fake his power, and the punishment is. Then, Asahi begs his sister to hide her powers from others or they will be in trouble, and she accepts because it will be a secret only between the two of them, and that makes her very happy. Suddenly, when they hear cheers in the streets, it turns out the villagers are saying goodbye to the Balmond clan. They are going to defeat the Demon King, and Asahi tells Maya that in video games, you must defeat the Demon King to end everything, and they assume that this way they will return to their real world. After the Balmond clan leaves, a drunk man begins to mock the clan leader, and in his drunkenness destroys the tavern. The villagers begin to call out Asahi's name since they heard that he's a prodigy who rose quickly through the ranks, and they ask him to defeat the drunk man. Asahi quickly devises a plan for his sister to use her power to intimidate the man and makes them believe that it was him, and fortunately, everything happens so quickly that the plan worked. The man gets scared and runs while the villagers congratulate Asahi. In a faraway place, a demon has easily defeated the Balmond clan, and she wonders where the fighter who can properly fight her is. One morning, Maya wakes up alone in the inn where the two of them are staying, and she realizes that Asahi is not there. Asahi goes to the Adventurers Guild to ask for a quest, but Tanya wants to give him high-ranking quests due to his status. But Asahi excuses himself by saying that he wants easy quests because he wants to be nearby in case someone attacks the village. Tanya agrees with him and gives him a mission to collect rainbow mushrooms, and Asahi is excited by the ease of this mission. But again, he has bad luck. While he is collecting mushrooms, a bear starts chasing him, and he is saved by another girl. She has horns and fangs and is not bothered when he mistakes her for Maya and calls her big sister. Suddenly, 13 bears appear, and she easily takes them down until a huge talking bear appears. She tells him that he is the guardian of the forest, and Asahi thinks he is finished, but she says that she will protect him since he called her big sister, and sisters protect little brothers. After a second, the big bear has been eliminated. Asahi asks her if she is a demon, and she tells him that she is a top-ranking official of the Demon King's army. She is one of the Demon King's 6 generals, Kilmaria of Corruption. She asks him if he knows Asahi, the prodigy adventurer. She wants to fight him as training, but Asahi pretends to know nothing and runs away. But he drops his badge that has his name and rank written on it, so Kilmaria starts chasing him. At the inn, Maya senses that her brother is in danger and runs to help him. She finds him in the forest fleeing from Kilmaria and gets angry because she thinks that Kilmaria wants to steal her little brother's virtue since she is chasing him with provocative clothes, but Kilmaria gets angry because Maya is interrupting her training and starts attacking her. To both of their surprise, they are both equally strong and powerful, so Kilmaria instantly realizes that Asahi has been taking credit from his sister's fights. The fight seems even at first, but Maya wins the match, and when she's about to Kilmaria, Asahi stops her and tells her that Kilmaria saved him twice from the bears and she is not bad even though she is one of the 6 generals of the Demon King. Then Maya spares her life and Asahi tells her that he will cook something with the mushrooms he collected. This puts Maya in a very good mood and they both leave. Kilmeria is left thinking that she has just met two very interesting siblings. The days go by, and fortunately Asahi has already reached level 10. Although he is a very low level in video game parameters, but he is happy that some of his states are already high. For example, he can now use the escape technique, since he's always escaping when his sister gets too affectionate with him, but it doesn't help him much because with his level so low, he can only use this technique once. After that, he goes to the Adventurers Guild and thinks about looking for party members, since that is one of the most fun things in video games, so Tanya advises him to gather well-balanced members like the Balmung. They are Gordon, a guy good at defense, Mimosa the sorceress who excels in all types of magic, Shulane, the elf archer, good at long-range fighting, and their leader, Siegfried, good at close-range fighting. Then Asahi asks Tanya if he knows anything about the Balmung, since they went to defeat the Demon King, but Tanya tells him that they were defeated on the way, so they came back. Asahi decides to think about forming a group later. In the village, he sees that some guys want to hit a drunk man, so Asahi throws stones at them so that the poor man can run away. But surprisingly, the drunk man gets rid of the three guys in a second, although he is so drunk that he vomits after moving so much. Asahi gives him some water and he realizes that he is Siegfried, and tells him that his group was defeated and crushed by a demon, so he lost his confidence and now he only drinks. Asahi tries to console him by saying that at least he has his team, but Siegfried tells him the flaws of all of his former teammates since they decided to disband after being defeated by the demon. But Asahi is still optimistic and tells him that the time they were together sure was good, and Siegfried agrees, and when Asahi leaves, he thinks that Asahi reminds him of when he was young. After that, Asahi goes to the Adventurers Guild to put his wheel to look for comrades, but Tanya assigns him a very dangerous mission. He has to scare away dragons that are bothering a distant village. He doesn't want to do it, but she tells him that all the higher-ranking adventurers are not there and loads him into a wagon that will take him to the place. When Asahi arrives at that village, he tries to confront the dragons, but they are too big, fortunately. Kilmeria saves him once again. She tells him that she was looking for him to give him the badge that he lost when they met. Suddenly, more dragons appear, but they are defeated by Maya, who sensed that her brother was in trouble, and she ran to look for him. Kilmeria is happy to see her because she wants a rematch, but Maya dismissively tells her that she is only fighting to defend her brother. So Kilmeria pretends that she is going to kidnap Asahi, but Maya gets angry and just slaps her on the head. Kilmeria doesn't give up and trips Maya, and both starts a catfight. Suddenly, a dragon kidnaps Asahi, and Maya quickly throws lightning at the dragon, trusting that Kilmeria would fly to save Asahi, and she is right as she is saved by the demon. Kilmeria finds it fascinating that Maya has trusted one of the 6 generals of the Demon King, so she smiles and tries to fake kidnap Ashi to get a rematch, but he uses his escape technique and teleports to her sister's side. This makes Kilmeria laugh and says that they are both very funny, and she gives up the idea of the rematch and she leaves. Asahi thinks that Kilmeria and Maya are very similar and tells her sister that he only needs her. This makes Maya very happy, and she starts giving him suffocating hugs. Days later, Asahi goes to the Adventurers Guild to ask Tanya to give him a mission that pays well, because he already ran out of money to pay for the inn. So Tanya says she has the perfect mission for him since there is a haunted house that needs an exorcism, and the payment is the house itself. Maya says that they should go at night because that is when the ghosts appear. Asahi is very afraid of ghosts, so he holds onto his sister's clothes the whole way. This touches Maya as he reminds her of him when he was a little child. When they arrive at the haunted house, Asahi tries to open the door, but feels that his arm is weakening, and the spirit of the house tells him that they absorb energy. Then Maya tries to open the door, and the spirits begin to absorb her energy, but she has so much that they end up vomiting. Once they are inside, it seems that the spirits are no longer there, but the spirit throws a chair at Asahi and Maya runs to give him recovery potion. But after that, some plates fly at Asahi and Maya gives Asahi a potion this time to heal his. Then Asahi is attacked again by a pillow and Maya wants to give him another potion to make him feel good, but he says that since she is very overprotective of him, they ran out of money because she forces him to take those potions all the time and they always have to buy more. Then Maya yells at the evil spirit to show its face and stop scaring Asahi. Then the evil spirit appears and realizes that Maya is just as powerful as Kilmeria, one of the Demon King's 6 generals. So it quickly possesses her. Asahi doesn't know what to do because his sister is very dangerous in the wrong hands. Fortunately for him, at that moment, Kilmeria appears, and he tells her what happened. Then Kilmeria tries to bring Maya back to her senses by insulting her, but Maya is still possessed, so Kilmeria wants to attack her. But Asahi desperately stops her, because if they fight in the house, it will be destroyed, and he will have to pay compensation. What Asahi didn't realize is that he was inadvertently touching Kilmeria inappropriately. While he was explaining his reasons, Maya explodes in anger, and Kilmeria is fascinated that she has so much power, so she challenges her to arm wrestling. But they exude so much power that even though they are simply playing arm wrestling, Asahi worries that they might destroy the house. And Maya, tired of the game, quickly defeats Kilmeria and begins to chase Asahi, knocking him to the ground. And although he is scared, he yells at the evil spirit to leave his sister's body because he does not deserve her, and Maya returns to the normality and the evil spirit leaves. Then Maya explains that she was only half controlled and Kilmeria noticed it first. That's why she wanted to play arm wrestling. After that, the house belongs to them and they clean and tidy it all day. They are happy to have their own house. The next quest that Tanya gives Asahi is to explore a dungeon in ruins. He is very excited to explore those dungeons because it is something he enjoyed doing when he played video games. At first, he doesn't want Maya to accompany him because he wants to be more independent, but she follows him anyway. When they enter the dungeons, Asahi does not stop activating traps, but they pass it safely. But suddenly, some skeletons try to prevent them from continuing exploring. Asahi tries to scare them away by throwing a rock at them, but they hit it easily, so Maya takes charge and defeats them with a simple punch. After that, they arrive at a throne and find 3 baby bears, and Asahi says that they must be the offspring of the bears that Kilmeria eliminated. So Asahi decides to tell Tanya that the dungeons should not be visited, since it is the house of the baby bears. When they leave the dungeons, Maya is clingier than usual, so Asahi tells her that he is hungry, and she immediately runs to the house to cook him something. Asahi is left alone, and to his bad luck, he is surrounded by rams. So he runs to the town where he meets a girl who asks him for directions, but he immediately suspects her. So Kilmeria congratulates him for realizing her true identity and shows him that she can appear human with a simple spell. It turns out that Kilmeria wants to see how humans live their lives. She is now curious about humans because she is close to him and Maya. So Asahi takes her to see the town, and she is surprised to see bridges, houses, and a church. They go up to the bell tower, and she notices that Asahi is thoughtful and thinks that he fought with his sister. So she suggests that he become a demon, since being human seems to be something difficult because you have no powers and emotions are annoying. But he says that he would never abandon Maya because she is family. After that, they go to the Adventurers Guild, and Asahi lies to Tanya that the dungeons are too unstable for other adventurers to explore, so Maya gives him the payment for the quest. Asahi remembers that he is hungry and goes with Kilmeria to eat. She has such a good time and eats and drinks a lot, but when she tries to leave, the owner tells her that she has to pay. But Kilmeria doesn't know the money, so Asahi has to use all this payment to pay for everything she consumed. On the way home, they run into Siegfried, and when he shakes Kilmeria's hand, he feels a chill that makes his skin crawl. But he lets it go because Asahi says that she is a friend. In the end, they get home and Kilmeria proposes to play a prank on Maya. They pretend that Asahi is dating her. But as soon as they enter, Maya hits her with a broom because she instantly realized that she was Kilmeria. However, Maya tells Asahi that she was cooking all this time and Asahi feels bad because he is full. But Kilmeria realizes the situation and with a simple snap of her fingers, empties Asahi's stomach. He's hungry again. Kilmeria wants to eat too because she loves human food, but Maya treats her like a stray dog and throws her out of the house. But Asahi asks her to let Kilmeria eat with them, so Maya accepts. Many years ago, a priestess told her daughter Sophie that she was destined to help and exalt a hero, and since then, Sophie has searched for that hero. Currently, Asahi is already able to defeat small wolves with his sword, but to Maya's surprise, Asahi has a scratch on his arm from his fight, so she wants to give him a healing potion. But he says it's just a scratch, so Maya wants to heal it with saliva, which upsets Asahi and flees to the town. While he runs, he bumps into Sophie. She sees that he has a wound and heals him, since she's a healer too. But she must leave quickly, because she's a member of the Pitch Black Brigade, and they are going in search of a treasure. After that, Maya catches up with Asahi and realizes that he is already cured, and he tells her that a healer did it, and while they go to the Adventurers Guild, he explains to her the importance of having a healer in games. When they enter the guild, Tanya tells him that a group called the Pitch Black Brigade went to look for treasure in a dungeon, and they have not returned. Asahi remembers that the healer he met belongs to that party, so he decides to go help them. In the dungeons, Asahi arrives in time to see Sophie being chased by a carnivorous plant, so he saves her with the help of Maya, causing the plant to spit out the rest of Sophie's party, but they leave before Sophie can see them. Later, while they were eating dinner at a tavern, Sophie walks in happy to have found her hero. She tells Asahi that they are destined to be together because he is the exalted hero she was looking for, and she wants to join his party. Asahi tells her that they should consult with his sister first, even though he thinks she is cute and sweet, and he fears that Maya will reject her because she is very possessive of him. But Maya is delighted with Sophie because she calls Asahi a hero. Suddenly, Sophie's former party mates call her out for running away, but she gets angry and yells at them that they are losers and brags that her new hero will beat them. Suddenly, Maya throws a pepper bomb that makes everyone close their eyes, and she defeats the Pitch Black Brigade and is second, but Asahi also takes advantage of the situation and runs away with her. To escape from Sophie, now he thinks she's a troublemaker. The next day, Asahi goes to the Adventurers Guild and asks Tanya for a simple quest, and she says that he can collect 20 jars of honey from bees, but he needs a healer, and Sophie shows up ready to join Asahi, and he has no choice but to accept. Later, they manage to collect 10 jars of honey, and Asahi thinks that he misjudged Sophie by thinking that she was a troublemaker, but at that moment, she attracts the killer queen bee to collect the honey faster, making that all the bees chases them, lucky for them. Kilmaria and Maya were training nearby, and they threw a huge rock that crushed the bees, and of course, Sophie thinks it was Asahi's work. After that, Sophie offers to take the jars of honey to Tanya to receive payment, and he tells her that he will go later, but he forgets and goes early the next day and finds that Sophie was waiting for him there all night, realizing that she is very loyal. Days later, Tanya tells Asahi that some ogres are bothering a small village, and Asahi goes with Maya to scare them away. Maya quickly defeats those ogres, and Asahi wants to eliminate some small creatures that dance, but that dance is a confusion technique and makes Asahi be affectionate with Maya, but he falls and hits his head and returns to normal. Then Maya takes advantage of the dancing creatures and forces them to dance repeatedly. To have affectionate moments with Asahi, she was already imagining their wedding, but suddenly a giant ogre appears and Asahi runs to confront it to defend Maya, but the ogre laughs at him, calling him weak, and that infuriates Maya, who ends up easily defeating him with one blow. She notices that Asahi is crying, and he says that he feels bad because she always defends him. Even when they were children, she always protected him without him being able to do anything because he is weak, but she comforts him saying that it is her job as a big sister. At that moment, a piece of meteorite hits Asahi's head and he returns to normal. Maya is disappointed, and he sees her so down that he tells her that he is grateful to have her by his side. Then Maya realizes that she prefers the regular Asahi. The next day, Asahi meets Tanya in the village, but he almost doesn't recognize her because she is not wearing her work clothes, but casual clothes, and she's not alone. She's accompanied by her little brother Roy, who is very shy, but he greatly admires Asahi, as Tanya always tells him stories of Asahi completing missions. Tanya tells him that she needs a bodyguard because she wants to go somewhere and asks Asahi to come with her, but he is hesitant because she might discover that he is weak. But Roy begs him to go with them, and Asahi can't resist the adorable child's eyes. On their way, Asahi is relieved that the trip is smooth, but suddenly, they are attacked by a dragon. Roy is scared to but Tanya tells him that Asahi will save them, and Asahi starts to break out in a cold sweat because he doesn't know what to do, but he still attacks the dragon, although it doesn't even tickle him. So Asahi throws a stone at him, and the dragon magically explodes. Then Roy starts to cry because he says that he couldn't defend his sister because he is weak, but Asahi comforts him by saying that he was weak before and advises him to work hard to be able to defend his sister in the future. While they return to the village, the dragon wakes up, but Maya kicks it to keep it quiet since she made it explode, so that Asahi thinks that he was the one who defeated it. Asahi has finally reached level 20 and has discovered his affinity power. He has light powers, so when a Mad Bull is loose, he decided to use his new light power, but it's just light. Asahi is very sad because his power is useless, but Maya and Kilmaria comfort him by saying that it is always good to have a flashlight at hand. At night, they go quest. They have to clear out a house that serves as a hideout for a criminal clan called Drac Crisis. They sell fake badges to adventurers and are a problem for the guild. Maya and Kilmaria quickly defeat the members of Dark Crisis, but the leader appears at the last moment and Asahi is ready to face him. But suddenly, Sophie arrives with many people that she brought so they can see how brave her hero is. So Maya has to surreptitiously help Asahi in his fight. Luckily, everything turns out well, and Asahi defeats the leader of Dark Crisis and everyone cheers him. Meanwhile, on a distant mountain, Gloria the adventurer takes charge of the other criminal clan called Overdose. She and her maid Kuon defeat them without problems, and Gloria wonders who took charge of Dark Crisis. Her maid tells her that it was Asahi, the adventurer, who rose through the ranks faster than her. Gloria distrusts his rise in rank, so she wants to fight him to find out his true power. The next day, Asahi is invited to eat at a small village that he saved from the ogres the first time he came to this world. They offer him many delicacies, but they also ask him for a favor. Their village is too poor to ask for help at Adventurers Guild, so they ask him to defeat another ogre that is tormenting them. Asahi goes out to confront the ogre, but he is very big, and when the ogre easily hits him, Kuon and Gloria seem out of nowhere, and she defeats the ogre without problems. After that, Gloria tells Asahi that she realized that he is falsifying his abilities and accuses him of being a liar, so Gloria is willing to prove that he is a liar, but a very strong gust of air knocks her to the floor and she thinks it was Asahi, and to make matters worse, when she fell, her was exposed, so she challenges him to a duel. Maya, who launched that gust of air from very far away, wonders what they are going to do with the upcoming duel. Days later, the duel is about to begin, and Asahi is nervous, because the duel will be in a coliseum and it is full of people. But Maya calms him down, saying that she will help him from the shadows if he need her, and he should have more faith in his abilities. The fight begins and Gloria fiercely attacks Asahi, while Maya and Kilmeria watch from hiding, but Kuon joins them since she suspects that they are the ones helping Asahi. Asahi continues to escape from Gloria's sword, until she manages to hit him and Kilmeria gets angry ready to help him, but Maya stops her and says that Asahi must be trusted. The battle continues and Asahi searches for Gloria's weak point and realizes that she fears that he will use a gust of wind against her. So when she jumps to defend herself, he blinds her with his light, and when she opens her eyes, sees that Asahi has his sword on her neck. Asahi ends the duel and Gloria doesn't understand why he never swings the sword against her, and he says that he would never attack a girl, which makes Gloria blush so much that she runs away from the Colosseum. Asahi's next quest is to look for golden flowers on a plain. He thinks it will be a simple quest, but Sophie joins them, and that only means trouble. After walking for a while, they find a path that splits into two, so Asahi asks Maya to go with Sophie one way and he will go another, and surprisingly, Maya agrees to let him go alone. Moments later, Asahi is attacked by goblins, but is saved by Kilmeria, who had been following him from afar. It runs out that Maya let him go alone, since she knew that Kilmeria would help him if he got into trouble. Suddenly, they hear many screams from a nearby village, and when they arrive, they see a necromancer taking the souls of the villagers, and before the necromancer takes Asahi's soul, Kilmeria stops him. But the necromancer is happy to see her and tells her that he works for the Demon King too. He is Maldicanth and says that together they can destroy this village and the capital that is near it. But Asahi yells that Kilmeria would never attack humans because she is good and always saves him. Kilmeria is moved, but Maldicanth mocks Asahi, and that makes her angry, so she eliminates Maldicanth with her Spear of Darkness. When he evaporates, all the souls he had captured are freed and returned to their bodies. After that, they meet up with Maya and Sophie, who luckily found the golden flower. The next day, Gloria prepares for her day. She and Kuon practiced many times how Gloria could approach Asahi. So they go to the city and Gloria waits for Asahi in an alley. Meanwhile, Asahi is at the Adventurers Guild and Tanya congratulates him for defeating the Necromancer and tells him he will soon rise through the ranks, and that worries Asahi as he leaves. When he reaches an alley, Gloria jumps in front of him and pretends that it is a coincidence, but she can't take it anymore with her blush and asks Kuon for help, who scolds her because they practiced many times how she would talk to him. But Asahi confuses the situation and accuses her of still distrusting him. So Gloria accepts that excuse and says that she wants him to accompany her to her quest to test his abilities, but she just wants to spend time with him. Gloria's quest is to find out what is happening with the forest, where several adventurers have gotten lost, but she takes the opportunity to pretend that she's on a date with Asahi. After that, the mist becomes so thick in the forest that they can't see, so Asahi uses the power of light to illuminate his entire body like a flashlight, and they realize that all the lost adventurers are trapped in roots of a triant tree. Immediately, Kuon begins to free the adventurers, and Asahi tells Gloria that they should work together. This makes Gloria hear wedding bells since it will be the first time they work as partners. But Gloria makes a mistake, and the triant catches her with its roots, lifting her into the air. And to her bad luck, Asahi again sees her. She explodes with fury and cuts the tree into pieces. After that, they return to the city and Gloria feels bad that their first date went like this, but Kuon consoles her by saying that Asahi will never forget this day, especially her white, which embarrasses Gloria again. And days later, Kuon asks Asahi for a favor. She wants him to help her pack Gloria's things, since she wants to run away from home and move out to live on her own. Asahi goes to Gloria's mansion and helps with the boxes, but when Gloria is about to leave, her butler Sebastian Asterisk stops her with metal threads coming out of his fingers. He's a former adventurer and knows how to stop Gloria, but she uses her super strength to defeat him and manages to escape from home. But to Asahi's surprise, she only moves to her family's mansion in the city, and Kuon says that this is how high society ladies run away from home. After that, Asahi helps unload the boxes in the new mansion, and Gloria imagines that this is what it will be like when they move to a bigger house when they have children. Meanwhile, Sebastian hires Tiga, an expert adventurer who says he can take Gloria and bring her to the safety of her house, since Sebastian thinks the move is Asahi's doing. But before they can plan anything, Maya scares them away with her powerful aura. After that, Kuon finds Gloria, who is still serving tea to Asahi, and the poor boy is already full of so much tea because Gloria doesn't know how to talk to boys, so Kuon suggests that she invite him to live with her, and Gloria imagines the two sharing a bed. But Kuon says that she didn't mean that, but about forming a clan together, and Asahi says that he will think about it. Later, Asahi asks Tanya about the clans, and she says that it is a great idea, since some missions are only for clans, unfortunately. This is overheard by Sophie, who insists on being part of his clan and sticks to Asahi. Suddenly, Gloria sees them very close together and leaves crying. Then Kuon asks Asahi to be Gloria's friend, since she is a complicated girl who has no friends, but Asahi says that she is Gloria's friend and agrees to cheers her up. At night, Asahi thinks about the pros and cons of forming a clan, but he can't decide, so he asks Maya to decide because she is the protagonist, but she denies it and lists all the reasons why Asahi is the real protagonist. That convinces Asahi, and he decided to form a clan with Maya, Sophie, Gloria, and Kuon. But their first mission goes wrong when he is petrified by a lizard, and all the girls start looking for solutions, but without success. After a long day, Maya suggests taking a bath together, and she decides to bring Asahi's statue to soften him up. What she doesn't know is that he is aware of everything, and it is for him to be in a bathtub with 4 girls without clothes. After the bath, Maya takes him out of the bathtub, and sadly Asahi is still frozen, so she thinks that maybe she should kiss him like in fairy tales, but she is interrupted by Kilmaria. She says that a kiss doesn't cure petrification, so she uses magic to turn Asahi back to normal and takes pity on Asahi, who was conscious all this time unable to move. That surprises Maya, and she runs to the 2nd floor to lock herself in her room. For the first time, she's embarrassed of everything that happened. The next day, the 5 of them go to the Adventurers Guild to register their clan. None of them agree on the name, so Maya decides that the clan should be called the Super Asahi Legion. Days later, Tanya tells Asahi that there are problems with some sharks on a beach, so Asahi accepts the quest and Maya asks them to go alone so they can put sunscreen on each other. But when they get to the beach, the other girls were already there because Tanya told them about the quest, and she joined the trip to the beach too. Kuon informs Asahi that they already defeated all the annoying sharks, and now they can take the day off to have fun on the beach, and to everyone's surprise, Kuon brought a suitcase with swimsuits for everyone, but she made sure to bring conservative swimsuits for the girls except for Gloria. Hers is very revealing, and she thanks Kuon because Asahi's gaze did not leave her body. Or so she thought, because Kilmaria appears with a swimsuit much more revealing than Gloria's, but Kuon gives her another swimsuit that covers more. After that, Kuon tells them that she prepared beach games and the prize will be to be able to ask Asahi for anything. He complains, but the girls are willing to do anything to win, and they play viciously with their minds on the prize. Finally, the winner is Maya, and she asks Asahi to put sunscreen on her back as she had planned from the beginning, and he does it. But suddenly, the 10 great sharks of the ocean appear to take revenge for the beating they gave to their children, and they begin to attack them. But the girls show off their fighting skills and defeat almost all the sharks. But one tries to attack Maya, and Asahi gets between them and is sunk in the sea. When Asahi wakes up, he realizes that he is alone until Maya arrives and hugs him. She was scared because he didn't wake up, and she tells him that after the sharks sunk him, she followed him and the sea dragged them to a desert island, but asks him not to worry because Kilmaria will surely find them soon. Then, Asahi tells her that they must look for water, food, and shelter, and the two have a good time looking for water, fishing, and building a cabin, remembering the old days when they went camping. In the evening, the two talk about their beginnings in this world, and he thanks her with all his heart for always being by his side. But this moving moment is interrupted by the king shark of the 10 great sharks of the ocean. But suddenly, the girls appear and start fighting with it, and Maya complains that they interrupted her prize. It turns out that they were not on a desert island. She asked to be allowed to spend a day alone as a reward for the beach games, but the girls had to intervene to fight the shark. So Maya gets angry and defeats the king shark in one single blow, and the girls say that she is to be feared, although they make fun of the open-hearted talk that they heard. After several days of rain, Asahi is happy to be able to go out, but the city is flooding and not with water, but with slime that looks like water. Asahi is caught by these creatures who choke him, but is quickly saved by Maya and Kilmaria. After that, they run to help other people who are also being attacked by the slime, and Asahi helps Tanya. She tells him that the slime creatures feed on water, and since it rained for many days, it flooded the city. So now they must evacuate to higher places, and she asks him to look for her little brother Roy. Then Maya and Kilmaria go to investigate who is behind all this, while Asahi goes to look for Roy. In various parts of the city, dark doors appear that teleport monsters, but luckily, several adventurers face them like the Balmont clan. On the other hand, Asahi finds Roy, who was helping his friend who sprained her ankle. So Asahi carries the girl while Roy guides him to higher ground. On the way, they are attacked by slime dragons, but fortunately, Siegfried appears to rescue them and tells them that the cathedral is caring for the and asks Asahi to look for the core of the slime. Only that will stop the slime. Asahi arrives at the cathedral where Sophie is healing all the wounded, but she is very exhausted. Although with a hug from Asahi, she recovers and continues healing. Meanwhile, Tanya and the Beaumont clan take the refugees to the highlands where the wealthy people live, but those people refuse to open their mansions for the refugees until they reach Gloria's mansion, where she convinces Sebastian to open the doors because that's the right thing to do, and he becomes proud of how much Gloria has grown and finally opens the doors. In another part of the city, in a very high tower, Maya and Kilmeria find the person responsible for all this. She is Guraligula. She is surprised to see Kilmeria and asks her if she is betraying the Demon King. But Kilmeria just wants to stop all the chaos and launches a fire attack at Guraligula, sending her flying. But the final blow is given to Maya. Elsewhere, Asahi is looking for the core of the slime until Gloria and Kuon come to help him, and he asks Kuon to use her eagle eyes to find the core, and she finds it quickly. Between the three of them, they try to destroy it, but it is very slippery and rises to the sky. But Asahi asks Gloria to throw him to the top, and from there he throws a stone that destroys the core, freeing the city of the slime. After that, Asahi is rewarded with a Golem-class badge since he contributed to the destruction of the slime, so Maya organizes a small celebration in his honor, but all his friends and acquaintances went and it turned into a super party. So he goes outside to get some air and meets Maya. She tells him that she is outside because she wants him to be the star, but Asahi just laughs and thanks her for being his big sister. Then Maya gets excited and asks for a little kiss, but he refuses, laughing. After all, Maya will never change.